Hello and welcome everyone to TCG Tuesday? I guess technically this is a Thursday, but either way, I am TheJWittz, and in this segment I play through games on the Pokemon trading card game online, give you guys some analysis, and I like to show you guys some of the new decks that come out. That being said, the reason this is TCG Thursday instead of Tuesday is because Plasma Blast came out. I wasn't able to get all the new Plasma Blast cards quite in time, but now I do have all these new decks, and I'm ready to show them off. Today's deck, both I and my opponent are playing, is the Virizion Genesect EX deck. They're both new EX cards from the Plasma Blast set. They're both pretty solid in their own right. They've got great abilities and attacks. And I don't think necessarily that these two cards combined is the best deck in the format, like a lot of people are claiming. However, I do think it's a very strong deck. So right off the bat, I have the complete ideal setup. I'm running the turbo version of this deck, just trying to get a turn 1 attack. My opponent is asking if I'm going to record this, asking if I can post it. Well, this was the best game I could play today, so it looks like we are going to post it. So with the Team Plasma badge attached, I basically get all of the qualities of a Team Plasma Pokemon on my Virizion. The biggest reason we run 4 of these, at least in the turbo build, is because the Colress machine can now attach energies to Virizion, assuming it is a Plasma Pokemon. So I play N here, which is a little risky. I could have Junipered to make sure I got the Genesect, but I had some good resources I didn't want to just spend, and I end up getting the Ultra Ball, so it all really pays off. So I play Ultra Ball, I decide. I have Sky Arrow Bridge as my supporter. I don't run any Tropical Beach like my opponent. Sky Arrow Bridge just gives all the Pokemon in my deck free retreat, except for the 1 copy of Deoxys that I play, just to get 10 extra damage in certain key situations. So I decided to dump an Energy and the Sky Arrow Bridge. The other cards in my hand were all kind of too valuable. But I can drop the Genesect EX, and I can attack with Virizion Emerald Slash. So it does 50 damage for 2, which isn't stellar for any reason in this format right now. But it lets you attach 2 Grass Energy to 1 Pokemon on your bench straight from your deck. So, as you can see, this is my first turn of the game and I attached 4 energy in total. That is ridiculous. Now, you don't always get this turn 1 ludicrous setup where you have the badge and the Colress machine, but this is a possibility. This is the reason why I like the turbo version of this deck. It's pretty straightforward, and you don't tend to have as many energy problems as some of the decks that play more consistently. So my opponent attaches G-Booster, which is really like this main attack that can really run this deck. He attaches it to his Genesect EX and catches up me, or no, he pulls me up with his ability. The only problem here is G-Booster requires 2 Grass Energy. My opponent says Mistake. Now, I don't know if my opponent did have Grass Energy, or if he decided to attach the Plasma to try and use Genesect EX's ability and pull me up, but either way, this is unfortunate for him because he can't even attack. And I have a G-Booster of my own, so things are about to get pretty ugly for him. So yeah, the ability that Genesect EX has, it allows you to, if you attach a Plasma Energy from your hand, you can use Red Signal and basically get a free Pokemon catcher, switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon right into the active spot. Which is really, really strong. So I play Colress Machine, and because I'm about to discard 2 energy attached to me, I attach another one from my hand. And even though I'm going to attach another Plasma Energy and not use the ability, it's still fine because I'll be able to attack again next turn. So I choose no on that ability. However, play Bicycle, I can get more cards, get some supporters. And this is my second turn of the game and I'm already attacking with G-Booster. This deck really could not have set up more perfectly for me. Now, I'm not saying this is something that this deck can get every time, but when you do get it, it's extremely nice. So I'm looking at my options. I do have Tool Scrapper if for any reason my opponent does get the G-Booster back, but when you attach this A-Spec, you can only have 1 in your deck. It gives Genesect EX an additional attack, 200 damage, ignore all effects on the defending Pokemon, and discard 2 energy. So it's in many ways very similar to Black Kyurem EX's attack. You discard 1 less energy, and you get the added benefit of hitting through effects, but you also don't have the acceleration that Blastoise has. Either way, if you have energy in play and G-Booster, it is ridiculous. You can just one-hit knock out any EX Pokemon in the game right now. So, he plays a Colress machine of his own, but that one turn really swing a lot. Now, things could have been a little bit different. Maybe my opponent did have a grass energy, but didn't have a catcher. They could have used their own G booster instead, and attacked my Virizion active. I don't think they had a catcher to also knock out my Genesect and G booster all in that same turn. But now I'm in just an extremely good position. I can attach again and either knock out his one energy in play with the Virizion, or I can attach that plasma energy, get that red signal catcher effect once again, and knock out his Genesect EX on the bench. And I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. So I use red signal, this time yes, and pull him up. And that's another reason I like the turbo version, is because you play 4 plasma energy. You essentially have 8 Pokemon catcher in your deck, which is just absurd. So when things do set up, everything paves its own way. So discard 2 energy, 200 more damage. That is my 3rd turn, and I've taken 4 prize cards. Now, I can't do G-Booster again, but that's what the Virizion's for. I've got him on the bench. I can retreat out, Emerald Slash again, get 2 more energy attached. Really is a miraculous combo. And when I have that Skyro Bridge in play, retreating is free. So even though he catches me up, sort of just like stall me out a turn, yeah. All your basic Pokemon have 1 less retreat cost. Everyone has 1 retreat here. So I can just retreat back up to Virizion and start attaching energies again. Now looking at my hand, I do have a lot of energy in my hand, and I'm not sure I'll be able to search out 2 energy from my deck. I know I've played a lot and discarded a lot. My opponent's basically conceding here. The game isn't over, but it really is. I just got way too hot of a start. But I play N. Normally you wouldn't want to end your 10-card hand to 2, but I figure if I can get energy back into the deck, I can successfully Emerald Slash. And looking through, yeah, there's 2. I did have a 3rd energy, but better safe than sorry. Just get the energy in play. And all I really need to do is G-Booster 1 more time, and the game's going to be over. So, this deck is extremely simple the way I've built it, but it serves one purpose. It's extremely easy to counter. All my opponent really needs to do is run like a Suicune EX and Safeguard against EX Pokemon. Then my only way to attack through it is by using the G-Booster. It can be discarded, you can't always get it back. I have ways to recover the G-Booster, but it's not perfect. And as we see here, here's this Tool Scrapper. I'm gonna lose my tools. The Plasma Badge does not matter. The G-Booster, a little bit more. It gives you that easy, concise knockout, but either way, I'm still in an extremely good spot at this point. My opponent's got 50 damage on them. I can only deal 100 with Genesect EX's normal attack, which is very similar to Darkrise Night Spear. So at this point, yep, just Juniper. No reason not to accelerate more energy, hit for 50 again. Or I could hit for 100 and then knock out my opponent on the bench. Either way, I'm just in a good spot all around. Setting up a knockout for the next turn almost indefinitely. So I did tend to fizzle out a little bit here at the end, which shows some of the weakness of this deck. You attach a lot of energy really quickly, but if you have to use G-Booster, you have to dump those energy, and then you have to spend more turns resetting. It's another reason why I don't think this is the best deck in the format. But, and yeah, looking, there are my last 2 grass energy, so I've accelerated them all. It's still solid. It's definitely an easy deck. Great for either like the juniors or the seniors division. If you're playing, you know, lower level play and just want an easy deck with limited decisions, but is still extremely strong. So my opponent plays Juniper, and they'll probably get an attack off on their turn, but seeing in my hand, I have that Shadow Triad supporter card, which lets you get a Team Plasma card back from the discard pile. I've got G-Booster in there. I can just get G-Booster back and G-Booster for the game. My opponent's already played a supporter. I know they're not going to end it away, so this one is a lock. It's just me waiting. So he plays Pokemon Catcher, decides to bring up my Genesect with all the energy. Makes sense. And at this point, that's going to be the game. So, you know, it's a good game to my opponent. They were a fan of the show, which is really great. I hope you liked being here. I don't tend to set up games with anybody. I like to play random matches and get a good mix, but if you play a Pokemon trading card game online, you have just as good a chance as everyone else to end up playing the game with me, being here in one of my videos. So there we go. Shadow Triad, the G-Booster back, attack with G-Booster, and those are my last 2 prize cards for a 6-0 victory in the mirror. So this deck is a lot of fun, it really is. It's a bit different. We haven't had really strong Grass EX Pokemon, at least in this new set of EXs, but I just wanted to show you guys some of the powerful cards that are coming out in Plasma Blast. Now there is a deck in Plasma Blast that I like a whole lot more, that I wish was working. It's Sigilif EX, or no, not EX. It's so good, but it's not an EX. It's Sigilif and Trubbish combined with Masquerain. It's a tool deck. It's a whole lot of fun. But right now, unfortunately, there's an error. The game isn't counting multiple tool cards on Sigilif. But I'm really excited to show you guys that whenever Pokemon Trading Card Game Online gets its next update. Till then, hope you enjoyed just this quick sample of some of the cards you can see. As always, you can subscribe to my channel to get more videos, including these Pokemon Trading Card Game Online videos, news videos, top 10s, yada yada, whatever you like. I like Pokemon, hope you do too, and I hope you have a great day.